settle on third and fourth place in state, and then it's Hampshire and Decatur St. Teresa on center stage for the ultimate hardcourt bragging rights. Champions are here on the IHSA TV network. There may be disappointment in losing on the final day of the Class A basketball season, but there is also pride and trophies to play for in the third place game. Welcome back to Redbird Arena on the Illinois State University campus in Normal, Illinois. I'm Jamal Brecht, and of course we welcome all of you on the IHSA television network. Carthage will be on the floor shortly after dropping a heartbreaker to Hampshire this afternoon in the semifinals by 2, and also in the third place game, Illiana Christian. They gave it their best shot against St. Teresa, but fell short, so they're playing for third place as well. It's consolation time, and here to bring you all the action is Chuck Blake and Kirk Pegler. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Jim, and welcome to Championship Night at Redbird Arena here. And the one great thing about the Illinois State basketball system is that on championship night, there's also a third place trophy to play for, and either Carthage or Illiana Christian will go home with that third place trophy tonight, Chuck.
Right, there were 363 teams that started this journey. We've got the last 4 remaining still standing, playing tonight, and only 2 of those are going to come away with wins, so this is a big game.
Let's take a look at how these teams made their way to tonight's third place game. We'll start with Illiana Christian. Their road to Normal started with Chicago Hope beating the defending state champions for the sectional title at Lansing. Then they beat Lyle in the super sectional at Loyola and beat Carrollton in yesterday's state quarterfinals before losing to Decatur St. Teresa in the state semis this morning, 41-35. Meanwhile, the road to Redbird Arena for Carthage had a victory in the sectional championship over Camp Point Central. They also beat Rock Island Alaman in the super in Monmouth, beat Bishop McNamara in the state quarterfinals yesterday before losing to Hampshire 48-46 in the state semifinals. As far as some of the key players for today's game, let's take a look at it. First, we start with Illiana Christian. Kelly Kuiper probably doesn't get the press that she deserves, but she certainly is a vital cog in the Lady Vikings machine.
That's right. She's a 5'6" junior. Statistically, she's had an excellent tournament. Her coach mentioned she provides a lot of energy for the team, and she seems to have great court awareness, which she's going to need all that tonight.
Carthage has a freshman point guard in Mackenzie Long, who's at this point no longer really a freshman, is she?
That's right. She's a veteran, as they say now, because she's been through the wars of the state tournament.
Let's talk a little bit about the keys for tonight's game. Illiana Christian, what do the Lady Vikings have to do to win tonight?
Well, I'd say, talking to Coach Metcalf, that they're going to be looking at rotating players, maybe more so than normal tonight, and they know they're going to need to handle Carthage's press, as everybody must handle Carthage's press, and they like to slow down the scoring as much as possible.
Meanwhile, Carthage looking for the third place trophy. What do the Blue Girls have to do successfully tonight?
Well, they're going to be using their depth, probably 12 deep tonight, Coach Lapp thought, and also they're looking at third place as a goal. And they also say that if they can score against the zone, they can win. Zone has been their problem all year.
Third place trophy up for grabs. Illiana Christian against Carthage. Stay tuned. The starting lineups and the opening tap is up next after these local messages on the IHSA Television Network. Carthage and Illiana Christian get set for the third place game. Now to public address announcer Jeff Fritzen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the third place game of the 2004 Class A Girls State Basketball Tournament. First, from Illiana Christian, the 5'4" sophomore, number 13, Meredith Piersma. From Carthage, a 5'8" junior, number 10, Kayla Bisbee. For Illiana Christian, a 6'1" senior, number 20, Erica Ruxford. For Carthage, a 5'8" freshman, number 15, Mackenzie Long. For Illiana Christian, a 5'6" junior, number 23, Kelly Kuiper. For Carthage, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Lexanne Dickerson. From Illiana Christian, a 5'10" junior, number 34, Becky Redinga. For Carthage, a 5'11" senior, number 32, Megan Shirey. For Illiana Christian, a 5'8" sophomore, number 40, Laura Krieger. And for Carthage, a 5'11" sophomore, number 45, Rochelle Boston. The Illiana Lady Vikings bring a 22-11 record into the game. They're coached by Liz Metcalf in her 7th year with a career record of 145 wins and 62 losses. The Carthage Blue Girls bring a 26-8 record into the game. They are coached by Bill Lapp in his 11th year with a record of 251 wins and 89 losses. Your third place game officials are Keith Maidema.
All right, let's take a look at those starting fives again for each team. Carthage comes in at 26-8. Illiana Christian at 22-11. Bruxhart, Krieger, Rudinga, Piersma, Kuiper, the 5 for the Lady Vikings. Sherry, Boston, Bisbee, Long, Dickerson, the 5 on the floor for Carthage to open the game for Bill Lapp. These two teams met, by the way, in the 1998 state quarterfinals, won in overtime by Carthage 69-68. Let's take a look at these two schools, where they're from in relationship to one another and in the state of Illinois. Illiana Christian up in Lansing, about 3 miles from the Indiana border. Cook County, they play in the private school league with an enrollment of 687. Carthage on the west side of the state on the Mississippi. The principal is Brad Hall. They play in the West Central Conference with an enrollment of 282. They're in Hancock County. Illiana Christian will wear its dark green uniforms with gold trim. Carthage will be in its white uniforms, considered the home team with its blue trim. The officials working tonight's game, Keith Medema, Chip Sopek, and Jimmy Dean. And the opening tip is controlled by Illiana Christian, and we're underway here for the third place trophy. Class A State Girls Basketball Tournament here at Redwood Arena on the campus of Illinois State University. Glad you're alongside. Kurt Pegler, Chuck Blake with you on the IHSA television network. Whistle in the first possession, and it's going to go against Carthage. Each of these teams played very hard this afternoon, and you always have that question of how much gas is still left in the tank.
Here's the big scoop for the night that Coach Lapp feels he may have 12 girls in this ballgame by halftime. And that's a little unusual for them. They'll run about 8 deep normally, but he says he thinks he's going to need more kids on the floor.
Becky Rudinga, who shoots her free throws at about 67%, missed the first, made the second. Our first point of the game comes from the foul line. And now it's Carthage's first trip up the floor, and that is a freshman. Mackenzie Long will tell you more about her story. 14 years old and running the show at Carthage, which is in its 8th state appearance since 1987. Ball out of bounds, turnover by the Blue Girls, and it goes back to the Vikings.
Looked like Illiana was starting in a man defense, but you can be sure we're going to see several combinations before the evening's over.
And we'll see a full court press by Carthage. They like to have that pressure all game long, which is why you probably will see multiple substitutions. Well, Laura Krieger did everything but make the shot. They broke the press perfectly. Couldn't quite get it. Now it's Long. And her shot blocked that time.
It's going to look like a miss on the shot chart, but nice play.
Broxboard got the block, and now we've got a foul on Shirey underneath the basket.
Carthage foul on 32, Megan Shirey.
And so Megan Shirey picks up the first foul of the game.
Well, the old saying with Carthage is...
That's the second foul of the game.
Second foul, right. The old saying, you got to dance with who brung you, and really, Carthage can't change. They're going to go out there and play the type of game they played all year, and that's going to include this press. And tired legs or not, you got to do.
And that's going to include the big three.
Right.
Lexanne Dickerson, Megan Shirey, and their point guard, Mackenzie Long. All three of those players scored 13 points apiece in the state quarterfinal win yesterday, but another turnover, this time ball out of bounds. Illiana Christian's turnover this time, and now Carthage will bring the ball up the floor. That's the Vikings' first turnover of the evening. We're just underway. We've just played a minute. 1-0 Illiana Christian.
And now we got a 2-3 zone.
There's Shirey. Off the glass. Nicely done.
That's how good Shirey is, because that 2-3 zone is just geared around stopping something like that, and she still got to the basket.
Now, she's a 4-year varsity player, scoring better than 1,200 points in her career. This Carthage team has two 1,000 career point performers for Bill Lapp. We're talking about Megan Shirey, who scored, as I said, over 1,200 career points, and Lexanne Dickerson, a first-team All-Stater, has better than 1,100 points in her career. There's another turnover. There's that pressure by Carthage coming through.
Shirey's career, she's been involved in 89 wins.
Think about that. Right. Think about that.
And against quality competition. She's got some losses in there, but she's just played quite a schedule over those years.
Good look at Liz Metcalf in her 7th year with Illiana Christian. 145 wins and 62 losses. 4 trips to state since 1994. So they've become a staple down here in Normal at Redbird Arena.
I have to ask her about her stint in California. She had about 4 years in California.
And won a state championship in her first year in 1988. Now we've got a foul. We'll see who they whistle that one on. It's going to be on Meredith Piersma. That's her first, and the team's first.
Sorry, that's California now.
Yeah, right. And she had a first-place finish and a second-place finish in the couple of years that she spent out there. Lexanne Dickerson, top of the circle 3. And so the first-team All-Stater is in the scorebook. And she starts the third-place game a lot better than she started the state semifinal game, when she was guarded aggressively by Jessica Gobert of Hampshire. And Illiana Christian has turned the basketball over now on 3 consecutive possessions.
Well, Coach Lapp said that they had a real heart-to-heart after the game, and he just reminded her that this is a chance for her to go out with a win, that her sister didn't, and that she has a chance to do it, and he was hoping to motivate her.
Lexanne Dickerson's older sister Adrian was a part of 2 runner-up teams, 1996, 1998. And you're right, she didn't have the benefit of winning her last prep basketball game in either of those seasons. And younger sister Lexanne has that opportunity here in this third-place game. 5-1, Carthage with the lead in the basketball very early on here at Redbird Arena. Here's Boston from the outside, and Rochelle Boston, the 5'11 sophomore, is in the scorebook with her first points. And Carthage is now in front 7-1. Erica Broxford pulling the ball out, hitting jump. She'll be playing volleyball next year at Division or NAIA school in Indiana, Bethel, but she's an awfully good basketball player.
That was a nice play. Hit the ball down side to side, but just couldn't get the basket down.
Shirey missed the shot that time, and now the Lady Vikings come back. They trail it by 4. Man-to-man defense by the Blue Girls. And out of bounds to Illiana Christian. That's their 4th turnover here. Get a good look at Kelly Kuiper. And Alyssa foul on the sideline there.
I think it's on Bruxford.
It is. It'll be on Erica Bruxford, her first.
She had both of her eyes on that pass, but she just didn't realize that Dickerson was so close to her.
Here's Shirey on the low block. Pump fake. Can't get the shot to go. So rebound is cleared that time by Krieger.
Looks like they're going to play behind her, so it'll be the long arms of Bruxford versus Shirey.
Now Krieger on the offensive end. She's going to draw the foul on Swisher that time, as Casey Swisher will be whistled for her first foul in the team's 3rd for the Blue Gills. Blue Girls. Blue Gills. Blue Girls.
I was going to say,
they're not fish.
I thought it was the trout.
Yeah. I'll get it right. Officials timeout on the floor. 7-3 Carthage, the early lead over Illiana. Christian, this IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by Chevrolet. Stop by and see your local Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Central Illinois Chevy dealers today. 7-3 Carthage, the early lead on Illiana Christian. If you're looking for stats and information, you'll find it on this tournament on the IHSA website, www.ihsa.org, your official source for news and information regarding high school sports in the state of Illinois. And don't forget, coming up, 8:15, St. Teresa and Hampshire to play for the girls Class A state championship right here, live TV on the IHSA television network.
I'm almost computer illiterate, and I can get on that website. Yeah. That's a nice website.
A wonderful website. Rochelle Boston comes away with a steal now. Carthage has it now in the front court. Swisher, her three is up and missed. Back to get it on the defensive end is Broxford, and now quickly come the Lady Vikings up. Piper's pass that time intended for Krieger was kicked out of bounds as Swisher hustled back on defense.
One thing about Carthage's offense, they have so much movement. Occasionally they get caught without somebody defending on the point. But they always play catch-up.
Broxford, nice pump fake, takes it to the basket, can't get the shot, got the offensive board, missed that attempt, and it's cleared that time by Boston. And back come the Blue Girls. Swisher in transition, and a foul is going to be on Piersma.
Yeah, Piersma just stayed out of the way. I think that was going to be called a block.
See if that replay can help us out in this fast break.
Third team foul.
A little late to see what happened, but it looked like she just got there a step too late and got called for botting.
Casey Swisher, terrific name for a basketball player. Hard to live up to, but a terrific name. She's a 5'8" guard, a junior. Caitlin Bostard, 5'6" freshman guard, the Class A state cross-country champion, is in the game now for Carthage.
Also got Reebok on the Decatur team.
That's right. Reebok and Swisher. Be a good combination. Again, full court pressure applied by Carthage. We expect to see it most of this game. Here's Kuiper. Spinning, shooting, had a shot partially blocked. Good defense there by Carthage. Dickerson comes away.
4-on-1.
Swisher on the other end, hooping foul. And Carthage ran the floor very efficiently there.
Right, and this Swisher is probably just what they're looking for. I think she's got some strong legs. She's normally a substitute. She's in early, and she's getting an opportunity to help push the ball, and that's just exactly what she's doing.
And so Swisher's back to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play. She can't get it. Rebound by Rudinger. Back comes Illiana Christian. Both these teams love to push the ball up the floor. You wouldn't know that this is their second game in about 6 hours. Whistle away from the basketball, and it's going to be against Carthage. No, Illiana Christian.
I'd say the telling time will be when they come out from halftime. That's when the legs will start to get a little acid in them, and then they'll have to push their bodies up and down the floors.
You get a good look at the season team comparisons between these two teams. Big difference in the rebounding. That could be a key. Illiana Christian has about a 10 rebound advantage on the season average over Carthage.
You probably give those 10 to Bruxford.
Dickerson slipped the pass inside to Shiree, misconnected and out of bounds, and then it'll be the second turnover for Carthage. And Bruxford, who picked up her second foul, is now going to the Illiana Christian bench. And it's Corinne Skiringer who comes in for her.
And this is reminiscent of the super sectional game. She went out at just about the same time in that game.
And when she played first 4 minutes of the game, right, 2 fouls.
And sat till the third quarter.
Right.
In that game, almost got her third foul. Had Coach Metcalf a little worried.
We approach the 3-minute mark left here. Opening quarter of the Class A third place game, and a traveling violation whistled against the Lady Vikings.
Now, this is also where Krieger took over in that game for a while against Lyle because of Rutherford being put to the bench.
Timeout on the floor. 11-3 again, Carthage the lead. You take a look at these two teams as far as their state experience is concerned. Carthage really, as we mentioned, has made it 8 times since 1987. And they really have quite a history, and Illiana Christian is just trying to start that history now. They've had 4 trips since 1994. So you take a look at the tale of the 2 cities, Carthage and Lansing, and the population base obviously for Lansing is quite a bit bigger than Carthage, which is in Hancock County. The enrollment, you know, about 2.5 times difference. Again, Carthage at 282 and Illiana Christian at 687. And again, the leagues that they play in the private league in the Illiana Christian and West Central is the conference that Carthage plays. And here's a look at that Class A first team all-state performers. Cassie Drew was here in the Elite Eight. Devin Flanagan was here in the Elite Eight. Monica Rogers here in the Elite Eight. Monica Rogers will be playing in the state championship game tonight. And you've got 10 on that first team for the All-State. Erica Bruxford, of course, being here. Great Lexanne Dickerson and Megan Shira. You've got great participation and you know, representation from these teams on the All-State team.
Right, and these are all kids that have shown great leadership over the years, and that's why their teams go far.
23.
5 All-State first teamers made it to state, took their teams to state. 2 of them on the floor right now. Lexanne Dickerson is one of them, just missed that short shot.
I liked the graphic last year at Tale of the Cities when we had Hope in here, 3.5 million. That was great gravity. Have like a town of 3,000.
For a Class A school.
Right.
Now Carthage, or I should say Illiana Christian, last year lost to Chicago Hope in the sectionals, and this year turned the table on them and beat Chicago Hope in the sectionals and knocked the defending state champion out of the postseason.
Get off of them.
Lady Vikings really need a basket here, and they get one out of Laura Van Wielden, the 5'9" senior. So Van Wielden's in the scorebook, and it's an 11-5 Carthage lead.
We haven't seen much for her, but she did play in the super sectional game.
Now from the outside, a 3 is attempted and missed that time by Sarah Bennett, who's checked in, got the rebound, put it back up, and rolled it in.
Nice.
And so Sarah Bennett, as a senior playing in her final high school basketball game, is in the scorebook. 13-5, an 8-point Carthage lead. Ball on the floor now, and it's going to be the freshman Mackenzie Long trying to dig it out. Held ball, the possession to go to Carthage.
I was just trying to double check, see if Coach Lapp was lying to me. He's getting up close to 9 kids right now, so he'll probably make it.
He thought maybe he'd have 12 players on the floor in the first half, and you'll see that in the consolation game. Both of these teams, as we said, less than 6 hours removed from playing earlier, and you know, fatigue becomes a factor even though they're just 15, 16, 17-year-old legs. Here's Dickerson. Hangs, fires, scores.
Classic move by her, come up shooting.
She's been a starter since her sophomore year and the clear leader of this basketball team. What a career she's had playing in her final high school basketball game. 10-point Carthage lead now.
That was very well done by Mackenzie Long, because she came in with her left hand and swiped the ball away. She didn't come across the body with her right hand. It's something kids don't look at as a way to keep the official from making that call.
Krieger lost the dribble right at the timeline, and now she's in all kinds of trouble. And her pass was intended for Kelly Kuiper and picked off by Lexanne Dickerson, and on the held ball possession, the possession arrow goes to Illiana Christian. Boy, that full court pressure by Carthage is, and even the half court pressure causing trouble now for the Lady Vikings, who've turned the basketball over 8 times.
Well, remember, Bruxford will come out and help relieve that. When she's in the ball game, she'll come to the top of the key and receive the ball and dribble it.
That's right, but she's on the bench with 2 early fouls. Nice drop down pass. Short shot missed by Van Wielden, though. Carthage comes away with it. And it's Dickerson in a foot race with Krieger. To the basket first is Dickerson, and drawing the contact. And so Lexanne Dickerson, a 61% free thrower on the year, is going to be at the foul line.
Christian foul on number 44.
And the foul is against Laura Krieger, which is her second and the 6th team foul for Illiana Christian. So Carthage is going to be in the bonus already here late first quarter.
And we got a couple more girls at the bench, ready to come in.
Both these coaches have said they will freely substitute. You know, they are looking to win this basketball game. I think sometimes teams come in the 3rd place game and they say, well, we'll just go through the motions. But, you know, we talked with both the coaches after they lost in their semifinal games, and they said, you know what? We still have the same intensity. All we've done is changed our goal. We want to bring home the 3rd place trophy now, and we're going to go out and win it. So nobody's taking this one for granted.
It was basically the first words out of their mouths in the press conferences. New goal.
Dickerson misses the second. tipped out. And it was Jessica Timmers checked in the game, getting that rebound.
This is where you're going to earn your keep. You're going to be announcing 24 kids.
That's all right. We like to see them all get in the game. Here's Timmer. Nice pass to Rudinger, who scores in the paint. Becky Rudinger, the 5'10" junior center, scoring. She's led her team in scoring 4 times this year. And Rudinger is in the scorebook now with 3 points. 16-7 the Carthage lead. Final seconds, opening quarter of the 3rd place Class A girls state basketball game. And Illiana Christian comes away with a steal. It's Kuiper. She maneuvers away around 2 players, making 3, taking to the basket and scores. Coast-to-coast action by Kelly Kuiper.
Started with a great defensive move and got all the way to the basket.
Final seconds of the quarter. Mackenzie Long dials long distance and knocks down a 3 before the first quarter horn. And it's a 10-point Carthage lead, 19-9 after the first 8 minutes of action. We get another look as we take it to commercial. A 10-point Carthage lead on this 3-ball by Mackenzie Long.
Now remember, in a regulation court.
Second quarter around the corner after these messages, these local messages on the IHSA television network.
We are back at Redburn Arena with Carthage up 10 points going into the second quarter. I'm standing here with pep band director Vicki Voitis from Breeze Central, and I want to know what's so unusual about this band. You guys do a lot of things, play a lot of times?
The kids put a lot of time into band, and they play for all the athletic events plus their own events, and I think people forget that. But we play for all our girls and boys games and football, plus we do our own parades and contests. So we spend a lot of time doing our music, plus all summer.
Right, now, who knows the hipper songs, you or the kids?
The kids know the hipper songs. I have to have them for help. I don't always know the melodies and things, but once they sing them to me, we do them. So, yeah.
That's great. Hit it, guys.
All right, thank you, Allison. Yeah, but Vicky's band has really done a great job of entertaining the folks here at Redwood Arena. That was Brandy Feck. Yeah, Brandy Feck who scored there. She's in the game, and she's in the scorebook, and we've got a foul. In fact, it's going to be on Feck, right in front of the Carthage bench. And Bill Lapp grabs the loose ball, and he has a big smile on his face, too. And now we're going to see the return of Erica Bruxford in the lineup. Again, she picked up 2 quick fouls in that first quarter, and is now reading the game for Illiana Christian and sends Becky Rudinger back over to Liz Metcalf's bench.
I think Coach Metcalf's hands played for her. She's got to have her in this ball game, or it could get out of hand. So she's just got to take a chance. If it was within 5, she wouldn't be in.
Laura Van Wielden again scoring on a low block. So Van Wielden with 4 points. Carthage moves the ball quickly back up the floor. 10-point Carthage advantage. Caleb Bisbee with it. And there's the freshman Mackenzie Long, who made that buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter.
You're too nice, but how good are we that we picked Long and Kuiper and they had those 2 big plays right at the end?
Every now and again, right? Every now and again, you get a little lucky. Block there. How about Van Wielden on the defensive end? Snuffed that ball out. And in transition, missed shot that time by Broxford.
Yeah, a little strong.
Now it's back on the other end. Mackenzie Long, her pull-up jumper is no good. Offensive board, rebound by Mary Carlisle, but it's going to be a foul on the offensive end that time. Carlisle over the back. Well, check that. They're going to whistle that against Caleb Bisbee. So that'll be the second personal on Bisbee. 15 foul against Carthage. Brianne Guyman, who had checked in the game briefly for Carthage, goes back to the bench.
And Shirey got a nice long rest out of this too, so he should be fresh and ready to go.
Dan Wilden is really giving.
Look at that trap, 3 people.
Really giving Illiana Christian a nice lift off the bench, but there's a turnover by the Vikings.
Look at that. You got 3 people in the trap. You think you got the whole floor open in front of you, and that's what it does. It gets you so upset and worked up till they threw the ball.
Kelly Kuiper on that Illiana Christian bench. 21-11, a 10-point Carthage lead. Winner of this game is the 3rd place finisher in the state of Illinois. Both teams guaranteed at least a trophy. Nice walk through by Kayla Bisbee. Steps right through the defense and scores. 23-11 now, a 12-point lead. Bisbee's first points of the evening. Illiana Christian will bring home a state basketball trophy for the first time in school history this weekend.
Carthage had 8 girls score already.
Yeah. Well, they've moved the basketball around. Free throw line jumper by Skirringa is no good. Long rebound is tipped out. It's Long. Ahead of the pack now, it's going to be Carlisle. And so Mary Carlisle with her first deuce.
Make that 9.
9 different Blue girls have scored here in the opening half, and a whistle right in front of Bill Lapp. He's looking for an explanation, and it's going to be against his team. That's going to be a foul against Mackenzie Long, her first. And the 6th team foul now against Carthage. Now Lexanne Dickerson is going to re-enter the ball game, as is Rochelle Boston, a pair of starters for Carthage. As you mentioned, Chuck, they're really getting some nice quality time of rest on the bench because the reserves have played so well for Carthage.
Right, sometimes you put reserves in hoping just to hang on. They've expanded the lead.
Bruxford lost the ball on the floor. Dickerson had it in her hand momentarily. So did Shirey. Bruxford got it back and shot it in.
Another strong left-handed move by Bruxford.
And now a turnover as Carthage tried to score quickly in transition. Bruxford now with 4 points for Liz Metcalf's team. As we mentioned earlier, she won a state basketball championship in California in her first year of coaching out there, back in the 1987-88 season. Former Timothy Christian coach, and now at Illiana Christian, where she's been there for 7 years and won 145 games in those 7 seasons. Piersma all the way down. Nobody cut her off. She got a nice look at the basket. Couldn't complete the play now. Back comes Dickerson in transition. All the way down. Pull up 10-footer off the glass and in.
There's the difference. Both teams are getting fast breaks to the basket, but as of now, Carthage is putting them in, and Illiana's kind of struggling with the basket.
Lexanne Dickerson is the game's leading scorer now. She has 8 points. Bruxford, she might be whistled for her 3rd foul. She is going to be. It was Erica Bruxford who got that offensive rebound, but only after, at least in the interpretation of the official, pushing out the defender. So she has picked up her 3rd foul at the 4:55 mark and will likely find a seat again on Liz Metcalf's bench.
Well, she was trying to screen, but she just got too much upper body on the girl.
So Becky Rudinger will come in. And Erica Bruxford, the 6'1" senior forward, the leading scorer on the team at 15.2 points a game, has her 3rd foul and a spot on the bench. Meanwhile, it's Kayla Bisbee, 5'8" junior guard for Carthage, to the foul line. 57% free thrower on the year. Bisbee with 3 points against Hampshire in the semifinal earlier today. She had 4 points in that thrilling victory over Riverton in the quarterfinals yesterday. Giving good leadership out of the backcourt. Made them both. 29-13, a 16-point Carthage lead. For the largest selection of electronics and appliances at the best possible price, visit Apt Electronics and Appliances in Glenview.
All right, we are back, and Carthage is up by 16 points midway through the 2nd quarter. I'm over here in the Carthage fans, and you guys, where do you get your makeup tips? Your mom, your sister, what's going on?
Dollar General. Took it from homeless people.
Well, it's good to see you guys have so much spirit, even though it's the 3rd place game. All right, back to you, Kurt.
All right, Allison, you better get out of that crew there. And those guys are a little crazy with their face paint, but certainly having fun here at Redbird Arena, and really the fan support from the 8 teams that made it down here has been wonderful. Loose ball underneath that basket. See if Illiana Christian has an opportunity for a three-point play. Becky Rudiger never gave up on it. Missed on the first opportunity, cashed in on the second.
It all started with Shirey clearing the ball, but just too many hands on it. She just could never get it away from anyone.
Becky Rudiger has some extra incentive. I overheard her, and then I followed up with a question with her outside the locker room. She said that her father promised her a trip to Florida on spring break if her team finished third place or better this weekend. So she said that she's going to hold her dad to that, and her Lady Vikings need to do a little work here. They trail it by 13 at 29-16 after her three-point play. Dickerson with a nice drop-down pass. The shot was missed by Bisbee. Missed on the second opportunity, and on the tie-up, the possession arrow points in favor of Illiana Christian. Terrific pass by Dickerson. We forget sometimes to mention that for 3 years she was the team's point guard and has just moved over to the shooting guard in this position this season and is a terrific passer. Likely will play collegiate basketball as a point guard. Still uncommitted. Vikings break the pass that time as Krieger just dribbled right through it. And nice passing. They spaced the floor out, and it was Corin Skiringer laying it in.
I told you I'm betting on Culver Stockton. Culver Stockton.
The Carthage pipeline right there, huh? Yeah. 29-18 our score here as we approach the 4-minute mark left here in the second period of this third place game. Dickerson driving, left-handed layup is good. So Lexanne Dickerson becomes the first player in double figures. She has 10. Dickerson averages 16.5 on the season. It's been really a rough trip to Redbird Arena for Lexanne. She had 13 points in the quarterfinal on 4 of 15 shooting. And had 12 points earlier today on 3 of 8 shooting. Under 3.5 to go here in this first half of action. Shirey couldn't get it. Ball out of bounds off of Boston, or off of Illiana Christian. I guess it's going to be off the Vikings, and Carthage will maintain possession. Mackenzie Long will re-enter the game, and she'll send Caleb Bisbee back to the Carthage bench.
I had one of those darn officials in my way. Let's see what happened at the basket.
Bill Lapp has made good on his promise. He said that he would have 12 Carthage players in before halftime, and right now there are 12 different players. Piper's going to try to break the press herself. Had the ball poked out of her hands, and she got it back now. Hands to Pearson. Her 15-foot jumper skips off. Krieger, the offensive board, can't get it. Lexanne Dickerson clears for Carthage. Her passes ahead to Shirey, running the floor. Nicely done.
That was like a quarterback to a split end. Just that little bitty opening and got the ball there.
Never broke stride. Dickerson the assist to Shirey. Now on the other end, it's Krieger. It's going to be a foul before the basket. Before the basket. The foul, I believe, is going to be whistled against Swisher. It is, and that's her third. So Casey Swisher came off the bench to try to give her team a little lift, which she did in the first half, but now has picked up her third foul.
She's just making full use of her floor time.
Krieger makes good on the first free throw. She'll get the second. She had a good game against St. Teresa earlier today. 8 points, 6 steals, and 1 block for Laura Krieger. Spells her name K-R-Y-G-I-E-R. And makes good on both those foul shots. Krieger with her first 2 points. She's more than Illiana Christian within 13.
A lot of Dutch names.
Yeah, a lot of Dutch names on this team. From Lansing, Illinois, their school's about 3 miles from the Indiana border. Dickerson, 3-point shot off the front of the iron. She goes and gets her own rebound. As a coach, you love that when those players foul their shots, don't they?
But on defense, I was going, hey, do we didn't screen her out?
Backdoor to Boston. Nicely done. Now the Vikings break the press. Krieger all the way down, ran the floor nicely, and attack the basket. That's the way you like to see them attack a press, is take it right to the basket.
This is fast-paced. We're back at the other end.
35-22, and still 2 minutes to go in the opening half, and a foul that time is going to be whistled against Illiana Christian. It'll be Krieger this time. It'll be a 2-shot foul, and it'll send Mackenzie Long to the foul line.
Gonna be her third.
Well, if they say that it is indeed on Krieger, it will be her 3rd foul.
Yes, it is.
So you've got 3 fouls on Krieger, 3 fouls on Erica Bruxford. 2 of the starting 5 for the Vikings now have 3 fouls here in this first half. Bisbee leaves the game, and Mary Carlisle comes in for Carthage. And indeed, there is a substitution as Krieger goes to the Illiana Christian bench, and in the ballgame again is Laura Van Wielden, who played very well off the bench in the first quarter. That's her bringing the ball up the floor. She finds the open player. It's going to maybe be a 3-point opportunity. No, Kelly Kuiper's shot. They said the foul was before the shot. Yeah.
Then Shirey goes on the floor. Might be her 2nd.
She'll get to the foul line anyways. Both teams are in the bonus. Get another look here at this play.
All right, yeah.
And there's your bump. Well, that could have been. That really could have been continuing.
Looked like she was in the air and in the process of shooting.
And I think the fans over there on the Illiana Christian sideline do have a little bit of a beef there. And now we're seeing Ashley Dornan come in, and she'll take the place of Megan Shirey.
But we're going to get the 2nd free throw anyway.
Yeah.
Academic.
Kuiper with 8 points, 2 assists, and 3 steals against Carrollton yesterday in that quarterfinal victory. And she split her free throws. Dickerson. Nice pass. She snapped it down to Mary Carlisle. Had the shot blocked and out of bounds. It'll be Carthage's basketball. We're under 2 minutes to go until halftime. 1:42 left in the 2nd period.
And Mackenzie Long threw one of the few bounce passes I've seen Carthage throw in this tournament. Usually attacking with chest passes whenever they can.
Illiana Christian staying in that man defense. Here's Dickerson.
Left hand.
Nice move. And Lexanne Dickerson is playing like a first-team All-Stater. 12 points here in the opening half. 12 of her team's 39. So about a third of her team scoring. Nobody picked up Pierceman, took it all the way down, missed the shot. There for the offensive rebound was Scaringa. She couldn't get it to go the first time. Finally got it the 2nd time. So Corinne Scaringa for the offensive board and the stick back. Dickerson missed the pull-up jumper. Saved by Pierceman on the baseline.
And here comes Pierceman again. She's played hard this first half.
Like the ever-ready bunny up and down the floor. She won't stop. And the foul's going to be on Dickerson. She raced back, but she couldn't get there in time. Van Wielden was in the act of shooting. She'll go to the foul line.
We're in double bonus now as well.
First personal on Lexanne Dickerson, and you're right, Chuck. That's the 10th team foul, so now the double bonus. Bill Lapp trying to get his team to play a little bit better defense. Get back in that transition defense. Van Wielden is not a player that probably is at the free throw line all that often. Shoots just 32% from the foul line.
Well, I assume this is one thing Coach Lapp talked about at halftime. It's really the only thing that they're weak on right at the moment is that they're allowing Illiana to attack them right back.
Missed both the free throws, chased into the corner, look out.
The only difference is Illiana just hasn't got all their layups down.
Well, certainly they've been strapped with foul trouble, especially having the leading scorer, Erica Bruxford, on the bench with 3 fouls here. Under a minute to go here in the opening half. 39-25, a 14-point Carthage lead. Blue girls moving the basketball well, tied up that time nicely though. Van Wielden came over on held ball possession. It's going to still be Carthage's. Don't forget, stay tuned. 8:15 start time for the Class A Girls State Championship game. Decatur St. Teresa and Hampshire. Decatur St. Teresa trying to become the 7th team in Illinois State history to go unbeaten and win the state championship, Class A girls basketball. Dickerson's shot is short that time. Fatigue perhaps setting in a bit.
Just didn't have much spring shot.
Not much legs behind that shot. Final seconds of this opening half. 5 seconds and counting. Kuiper couldn't get the shot. Offensive board. That won't go down. Van Wielden couldn't complete the play. And the horn is on, and that's the end of our half. 39-25, a 14-point Carthage lead.
That's the end of the first.
The officials are talking about perhaps a whistle before the half, or are they saying, nope, that's it. Half is over. 39-25, Carthage with a 14-point first half lead. And they'll head to the locker room and have that advantage. And Allison is standing by with the Blue Girls head coach Bill Lapp.
Hi, Coach. You are rotating around 12 players tonight. What did you tell them to do before the game started?
Number one, have fun. Number two, you know, we have a few trophies in our trophy case. The one trophy we don't have in our trophy case is a third place. Carthage has a couple of fourths. It's got seconds, and it's got, or 1/4. It's got a couple seconds, and it's got first. We don't have a third. And the other thing is, nothing finer than winning your last game of the season. So that's what we're going out after.
So it's very important for you to finish the season off with a win?
Yes, it is.
Good. Well, good luck to you, and good luck with the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you, Cart.
All right, thank you, Allison. Yeah, good advice from the head coach of the Carthage Blue Girls, Bill Lapp, whose team has a 39-25 halftime lead. More from Redbird Arena after this network break.
Welcome back to Championship Night at Redbird Arena. I'm Jamal Brecht, and we're going to honor some past champions here tonight. The 1994 Class A champion Oakville team and the 1984 Class A champion Quincy Notre Dame team. Let's find out who these ladies are.
Thanks to the generous efforts of the Bloomington Normal Convention and Visitors Bureau, we're able to honor this evening two teams returning to the site of their previous success in girls basketball. Visiting Redbird Arena today for a reunion celebrating the 20th anniversary of its 1984 state championship is Quincy Notre Dame. Let's meet those with us today. Sherry Winking Foley. Susan Wellman. Becky Winking Wolf. Peggy Fisher. And Lori McPike. Those are the 1984 champion Quincy Notre Dame. Also with us this evening for a reunion celebrating the 10th anniversary of its 1994 state championship is Oakville. Let's meet those with us this evening. Michelle Hossheider. Beth Hossheider Williams. Jenny Sundquist Weenstraw. Rachel Bergman Perry. Angela Linker. Carrie Smith. Kelly Lang George. And head coach Kathy Lanter. Please show your appreciation to these great champions.
I will have in about a minute. We'll be talking with the head coach of that Oakville championship team from 1994. Kathy Lanter is here. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? How's life treating you? I remember you winning that night. I bet you kind of remember it, too.
I can remember. I was telling the girls my vertical jump was pretty good that night. I was really excited.
So what do you say when you get together again? I mean, does it get better with age?
Is it getting better with age? Of course. I really enjoy seeing the girls. Haven't seen them in a while. And it's great talking about the game and the reception we had at Oakville when we got back. It's a special evening for us.
Everybody remembers those Hosscheiders on that basketball team.
Yes, they do. And it was a storybook because, you know, remember Beth Hossheider had that torn ACL and she was playing with that. And that didn't happen 10 years ago. And that was, you know, for that to happen, it was just so memorable for us.
When did you feel you had a shot? I mean, every game is critical, but was there a point in the season when you thought this might be a team, or do you dare think that way?
You always think that. I shouldn't say you think that, but you think you have the potential to get there, and that's what's so exciting, and it takes so much chemistry, and we had good team chemistry that year.
So if they wrote a description of what kind of coach you were, what would the headline be? Would it be disciplinarian? Would it be understanding who your players were and working around that, or sticking to your own system?
You know, I was very, very fortunate at Oakville to have very talented players, and I'm very competitive, and it seems to rub off on the girls, and it's a great combination.
Yeah, I missed that vertical jump. Kathy, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
That is the former coach of the championship Oakville team in 1994, Kathy Lancer. We're back with more from Redbird Arena on championship night after these local messages.
Halftime, Carthage 39, Illiana Christian 25 of the third place game in the Class A Girls State Basketball Tournament. Kurt Pegler, Chuck Blake back with you here, courtside at Redbird Arena. Illiana Christian shot just 24% in the state semifinal. They're only shooting 37% here in this game, and Carthage has really taken advantage of those 11 Illiana Christian turnovers.
Right, and also, see, Carthage has 10 assists, and I got to think 8 of those are off their fast break situations where they've had a couple nice passes.
You see the field goal disparity there. Carthage with 15 field goals made, and Illiana Christian with just 9.
All right, shooting much better percentage and obviously winning the ballgame.
And you take a look also at the points off turnovers, 11-2 in favor of Carthage, and the points in the paint, 24-16, and steals 5-1 second chance points. Everything right now in favor of Carthage, and that's why the Blue Girls have a 39-25 advantage here at halftime at Redbird Arena. Back with more from Redbird Arena after this local break.
Can't hear you, Frank. Yep. We are back at Redbird Arena. I'm Jamal Brecht, and Liz Metcalf, of course, the head coach of Illiana Christian, is standing by. And Liz, I know it's kind of one of those roller coaster days. You lose against #1 this afternoon, and then you come out here in the third place game. What'd you tell them at halftime?
You know, we talked about that we didn't have much rest in between, but that's you know, we're here for a reason, we're here for a purpose, and we got to tighten up our defense, we got to play help defense, we got to get back in the transition game. We got to just show, we got to play Illiana Christian defense, and that's what we talked about.
So no matter what it is, consolation game, championship game, or another Friday night, it's all about coaching and learning up until that final horn.
That's right, all the way to the end. We never stop learning. We got to take advantage of this opportunity, and we're making the best of it.
All right, Liz, enjoy the second half.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That is Liz Metcalf, head coach of Illiana Christian. And of course, it's championship night. St. Teresa and Hampshire are in their locker rooms waiting to see who will claim #1. Let's go to Mr. Pegler at the desk right now.
All right, thank you, Jim. Great attitude that Liz Metcalf has. She wants her team to play a little bit better on the defensive end, and we show you some of the first half highlights. There's transition Basket that time by Kelly Kuiper as she was moving up the floor. But Carthage has really done a great job of getting to the basket first. There's Mary Carlisle, one of the reserves, scoring there. Here's Carlisle again beating everybody down the floor and getting the layup in. And then Lexanne Dickerson with a terrific first half. 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting. And here the assist on the get-go, as you made a reference to it, like a football pass ahead to Shirey. And then again, it's Boston running the floor. They've really made a lot of baskets in transition. They've just beaten Illiana Christian down the floor. And Lexanne Dickerson leading away with 12 points as you see another basket of hers. There was a nice drop-down pass and points in the paint by Corinne Skiringer there, the sophomore forward for Illini Christian. But here, as we get ready to start the third quarter, it's 39-25. We'll be back with the third quarter action. Carthage with a 14-point lead from Redbird Arena after this network break. 39-25, Carthage with the 14-point lead as we get ready to start the third quarter of action here in the Class A Girls State third place game. And again tonight, at about 8:15, we'll have championship action as Decatur St. Teresa will take on Hampshire. And we're underway here in the third quarter now. Illiana Christian in the dark uniform, Carthage in the white with the blue trim.
To see what kind of effect that has on Decatur because of the late night game and the morning game. If they're going to have some legs too, they're going to have to work up and down the floor against Hampshire, that's for sure.
Stay tuned, that one ought to be a terrific, terrific basketball game.
It's a few years ago, Plainfield and boys had a couple overtimes, played all the late games and ended up winning the state tournament. I thought that was a heck of a game.
Now it's Boston, Rochelle Boston. Got a nice feed and scored down low. Boston now with 6 points, and the Carthage lead is 41-25.
Now I imagine Coach Metcalf talked to her girls about, you got to do this 1, 2, 3 points at a time, and probably not even look at trying to tie by the end of the third quarter. You just got to get back on maybe under into single digits for going fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's something that you can't get all in one chunk. You just got to nibble away and nibble away. And you know, when your players are tired and they've been fatigued, sometimes that concentration level isn't quite there. Boston again. You could see that time that playing with 3 fouls, Erica Bruxborough was not very aggressive defensively. Piersma breaks the pressure.
Now, Piersman's just been active the whole game. She got caught. But the kid will come get the ball. She'll hustle down the floor. She'll drive the length of the floor. Just played her heart out. Not a very big kid. What, about 5'4"?
Yeah, you talk about the turnover situation. 14th turnover now for the Lady Vikings, and they're being outscored in points off turnovers 13-2. That's a big difference in this basketball game. Boston again. How about the defense that time by Bruxford? Even with her third foul, she had to block, and she brought the ball up the floor and drew a foul that time on Lexanne Dickerson.
Well, that also looks like a plan of Carthage, just try to dump that ball in and maybe pick up the 4th foul on her. They've gone to that play twice.
Nice stand corrected. Mackenzie Long that time whistled for her 2nd foul. First foul here in the second half. It's 41-25, a 16-point lead for Carthage. Both of these teams, again, guaranteed of bringing home a trophy. It'll be the first ever girls basketball trophy for Illiana Christian. It'll be the 7th basketball trophy in 8 trips to state for Carthage. The only year they did not bring home a state trophy when they came here was last year when Carthage lost to Pana in the state quarterfinals. Illiana Christian, by the way, as we mentioned earlier, had a little revenge exacted because last year they lost to the eventual state champ Chicago Hope in the sectionals, and then this year turned around and beat Chicago Hope in the sectionals and took out the defending state champ. Nice move that time by Megan Shirey. And the 5'1" senior forward, the All-State honorable mention player with a nice move on the low blocks.
Just another example of great pivot post footwork we've had in this tournament.
6 points by Shirey. Ball out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Carthage.
No, for Decatur, Rogers is a force, but I do like Ipple's footwork. Well, Lindsay Ipple inside.
You'll see her. You'll see Monica Rogers. You'll see Nicole Watson coming up. Rochelle Boston scoring, and right now Carthage is really having its way against Illiana Christian.
And here we go. We're going to get Krieger back into the game too. She has 3 fouls, but they just don't have the luxury of waiting.
Boy, they're just really struggling trying to get the ball into the hoop that time. Rudinger missed the short stop. Bruxford couldn't get it. Offensive board and stick back that time for Erica Bruxford. Brucksport again playing with 3 fouls, and now a turnover against Carthage this time. And here comes Krieger back in on cue. And Brucksport with her 3rd foul goes to the bench. And Liz Metcalf has a timeout on the floor. Wants to talk things over. So we'll step aside with 5:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 45-27 Carthage to lead over Illiana Christian. Back with more from Redbird Arena after this network break.
Fans, where Hampshire's going for the state championship game in the next game. You guys, what is this? What's the deal with these hubcaps?
Bling, bling. You know, we show what's up. Hampshire be rolling.
Is this good luck for the team?
What?
Good luck for the team?
Yes, and the tight pants. Tight pants. Good luck.
All right, well, you guys look great. Kurt, what do you think? You think they look good?
I think they look good. I like the wheels. I like the wheels.
Better check the hubcaps on your car.
that's my fear. I'm not styling that good. I can't drive the hubcaps like that. 20-inch wheels. Oh, boy, they're really having fun here at Redbird Arena. And we're looking forward to a good state championship game again. That's coming up after this one. Decatur, St. Teresa, and Hampshire. Held ball, possession to Illiana Christian. Now, both of these teams really left it on the floor in their semifinal games, and they're just trying to drum up enough energy here in this 3rd place game to finish the job. 3-point shot that time by Van Wielden is missed. I should say by Piersma. Tries to go and get the rebound. Loose ball's on the floor. It's going to be a tie-up, and on the held ball possession this time, it's going to go to the Blue Girls.
It's Piersma hustling again. Has Piersma been out of the game?
She's been up and down the floor, hasn't she? Up and down, up and down, up and down.
I just don't remember her sitting. I think she's been in maybe the whole game.
Here's a 3-point opportunity by Lexanne Dickerson. Megan Strelo, while you saw that graphic, Megan Strelo was our 3-point shoot champion from earlier today. She made 13 shots earlier today and set a record. Congratulations to her.
I know her father, and
Megan Strelo, 13 shots from Provincetown. She was on a roll. She kept feeling it and just kept pouring in those 3-pointers.
She didn't get that shooting from her father.
Is that right?
Right, I know that.
Well, wherever she got it, she ought to bottle it because it was explosive here this afternoon.
I was teasing her coach, Don Robinson. Hey, why weren't you down here? You got a shooter like that.
Dickerson completes the 3-point play now, and Dickerson has 15 points now in her final prep game of her great career. There's a lid on that basket, and finally a shot in by Laura Van Wielden.
Again, I just blame it on the fact that your legs are tired. It just doesn't feel right when you're shooting, when your legs are tired.
Now Dickerson tries to answer. Her shot is no good. The ball is out of bounds, and it's going to Carthage.
It's noticeable when you're shooting, say, a 3-pointer. They don't put leg into it, but it's somewhat noticeable under the basket when they don't put leg into it. I always say jump hard, shoot soft.
And a lot of times that's easier said than done when you've had to play 2 games in less than 6 hours.
Yeah, because they're jumping soft and shooting hard. That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. Well, you've said it before, where it's kind of that mind over matter situation. Shirey on the offensive glass can't get it to go down. Defensive rebound that time cleared by Jessica Timmer. She'll bring the ball up the floor. 3.5 minutes left here. 3rd quarter. Carthage 48, Illiana Christian 29. 3rd place game here, Class A girls basketball state tournament. Kurt Pegler, Chuck Blake with you. 3-pointer from the top of the circle. Missed by Timmer. Van Wielden, who's really given her team some quality minutes with that offensive board. Keeps the possession alive.
They got a lob, but see it. There it is.
Now you called that one. They took it inside to Becky Rudinga. And the 5'10 junior scored.
Even the broken clock's right twice a day, isn't it?
Dickerson the miss. Rudinga back on the defensive end, that time for the rebound. Lady Vikings trying to carve into a 17-point Carthage lead. Under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Now it's Krieger from the outside. Her 3 rims out. Shirey comes down with it. Boy, Carthage continues to run the ball up and down the floor, even with their double-digit lead. Swisher is going to get a couple of free throws as she was hammered after the shot.
I think she's just inside the three-point line, so I think it's going to be 2.
It should be just 2 free throws. Laura Van
Unless they're
Wheeling
going to say,
no, there's no way.
After shot, it's going to be under the basket. All right.
Yeah, that's how they're going to interpret it. Okay, it was after the shot.
Somebody might be stepping back here. Nope.
The inbounds pass goes to Shirey. Missed it. Got her offensive board. She's going to get to the foul line. She's rewarded for her persistence on the glass.
I think they use that little lineup sometimes with Lexanne in the lineup, and then she drops back. Now that time she was inbounding, so I should have known better.
Megan Shirey has led her team in rebounding 24 times this year and has really been a force on the glass here at the state tournament. 13 points and 10 rebounds in the quarterfinal win yesterday. 15 points and 8 rebounds in the semifinal loss earlier today.
Watch this free throw motion. She's got a little jackknife.
Yeah. She has 8 points. 8 points and 4 boards now after that made free throw here tonight. And coming back in the game is Kayla Bisbee. She'll come in and send Swisher to the bench.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well,
she can jump like that, shoot those free throws all night.
That's right. She's done it all of her career. She's had a 1,000-point career. It's kind of hard to argue with that. Kuiper breaks the pressure. Takes it to the paint, all the way down, knives to the defense and scores. Nicely done. Kelly Kuiper with those 2. Kuiper now with 5 points. Carthage trying to spread the floor a little bit, but they show no signs of trying to pull the basketball out. They're still in the attack mode. Dickerson, her 3 from the left wing is off the front of the rim. Long rebound out to Kuiper. Now it's a foot race between her and Mackenzie Long. Kuiper all the way down, drew the foul that time on Long. That'll be her 3rd, Long's 3rd foul, and the team's 2nd here in the 3rd quarter.
15, Mackenzie Long. Her 3rd personal, 2nd team foul, Kelly Kuiper.
Kelly Kuiper to the line where she shoots it at 65%. Her last name is spelled K-U-I-P-E-R, Kelly Kuiper.
Didn't we decide earlier they really should be the wooden shoes?
Yeah,
topless.
Quite a...
T-Town has a lot of Germans, I think, so they got the wooden shoes.
Yeah, that's what's going on down there, but quite the Scandinavian, kind of the Danish flair here with the Illiana Christian squad. Both free throws are missed, but brought back in, and now Kuiper's got a chance to get to the hard way, but she can't get that one to roll down either. Well, the Lady Vikings got to be thinking there's a lid on that basket. From the outside, open shot by Bisbee. And Kayla Bisbee now with 6 points. .90 seconds to go here, 3rd quarter. It's been all Carthage.
A good quality possession here. Get a good shot. At the offensive board.
Boy, the Vikings are continuing and continuing to try to make that offense work, and nothing seems to be going, whether it's an inside shot or an outside shot.
Well, she did walk, but I think her suggestion to the official was, I got a little help on it.
Casey Swisher is back in the game for Carthage, and returning for Illiana Christian is Corinne Skeringa, sophomore forward. Here's Krieger trying to make something happen, but lost the ball, and as she threw it back in, it was picked up by Bisbee. Like a track meet, back comes Carthage. They don't know the meaning of walking the ball up the floor. Swisher from the outside. That's a 3 that goes down.
Looked good right out of her hands.
Casey Swisher putting together a nice game. 7 points now.
Coach Lapp's yelling defense. He sees this as an opportunity. Don't let him score again. Go into the 4th quarter with a nice 22-point lead.
Then he'll get a chance to maybe really play some of his reserves as he'd like. Michelle Boston's going to be whistled for that foul.
Might have coaches Thorman and Hickenbauer over there suit up and go in. They look pretty relaxed.
The attitude certainly of the 3rd place game is a little bit more relaxed, and these players want to win, finish out their careers. Those seniors do, and the coaches want to get their seniors that last victory.
I know those 2 assistant coaches, and I think they would last about 1.5 times.
Certainly at this pace. Certainly at the pace that Carthage plays right now.
You know what, though?
We'd all be winded.
I mentioned them, and every one of these teams has a good coaching staff. You got to have people that work with these kids at the lower levels. You got to have people that will work at them individually in practice. And I know the Carthage coaches, so I know what they do. I'm sure the others are all the same way.
Well, there's no doubt about it. When you take a look at Carthage and its 4th trip to state in the 11 seasons that Bill Lapp has been the coach, and you take a look at Liz Metcalf in her 7 years now there. They've been here 4 times. So, you know, it's a scenario where, you know, success breeds success. They know how to get down here. Final seconds now, 3rd quarter. Carthage is holding for the final possession.
Everybody's content right now. I know.
Here's Bisbee behind the screen, can't get the shot. Ball's on the floor. Tie up. Possession arrow favors Illiana Christian with 2.5 seconds to go. Well, we saw Mackenzie Long throwing a long 3-pointer at the end of the 1st period. Perhaps at the end of the 3rd quarter, the Lady Vikings can return the favor. If anybody's going to do it,
she's got time.
It's going to be Kuiper. Long shot off the glass. Well, she got a good look at it, but it didn't go down. 3 quarters in the books, 8 more minutes to go in this Class A 3rd place game. Carthage 55, Illiana Christian 33. Back with the 4th quarter after this local break. We are about a half hour away from crowning a new state champion with the Class A girls. State championship game coverage starts at 8:15. Decatur St. Teresa unbeaten and ranked #1 against Hampshire, making its 3rd consecutive trip to the Elite Eight and its 1st state championship game. St. T's and Hampshire coming up next here on the IHSA television network.
How many teams have been undefeated and gone to the championship game and not won?
Oh, I
think Carthage did one time, and
I know that St. Teresa,
possibly Seneca, but
yeah, St. Teresa is trying to become the 7th Class A girls basketball team to run the table and win the state championship. We have to do some research on that one. Interesting fact, Sue Ellett, the coach for Hampshire, has been to the Elite Eight to state as a player back in 1984 on Dundee Crown, as an assistant coach a couple of years ago, and now as a head coach. So that's an interesting trifecta. And her team plays for the state championship tonight against Decatur St. Teresa. Here it's early action in the 4th quarter with Carthage ahead 55-33 against Illiana Christian in the 3rd place game. Swisher got herself into some trouble and turned the basketball over.
Maybe one of Coach Ellett's daughters can break that by actually having now been a manager, and then could be a player. Assistant coach.
You're really reaching deep into the bucket for that one, huh? But that's the definition of a winner, huh? When you're here as a player, as an assistant coach, and as a head coach. Illiana Christian will take home its 1st ever state basketball trophy, regardless of the outcome of this game. And Carthage, as head coach Bill Lapp says, is looking for its 1st ever 3rd place trophy. Rochelle Boston's on the floor. Well, let's hope that she's okay. She took a hard spill there, and she's slow to get up.
Stay down. Just stay down. Your coach gets here.
See if she'll need some help getting up. It looks like she's not willing to try to get up on her own power, and perhaps that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, good thing that she senses that she shouldn't do it on her own. She needs some assistance. It's not good to see somebody on the floor, certainly in the last game of the season, hurt. Here's that collision. I don't know if she turned an ankle, or kind of hard to see from that replay. Maybe this baseline angle may give us a little more assistance. She stepped.
Yeah, it's the ankle, I believe. Left ankle kind of buckled on her.
She stepped in, trying to take the charge on Jessica Timmer. Jim Albrecht is our sideline reporter. Maybe Jim's got something on it.
Yeah, I'm looking right at it. The trainer's out there, and it's definitely a knee. I don't know whether she hit somebody else's knee or just had her knee collide on the floor, her left knee, and they're working right below the knee cap. So she's obviously in a little distress here, but hopefully it won't be anything too serious. Of course, if you talk to your buddy there, Chuck Blake, I mean, he's got to bend his knees about 52 times a morning just to get out of bed.
They quit creaking after about the 30th. Yeah.
Well, this is a good sign. Rochelle Boston is up on her feet and walking to the bench without any assistance from anyone else. So that's a good sign. She is favoring one leg, it appears, but she is able to make it on her own power to the bench. And she's a sophomore, so...
And she's had a good tournament.
She's had a wonderful tournament. She's got an opportunity to be back, even if she doesn't return in this game. She would have an opportunity as a sophomore, now as 2 more years, perhaps, to make a return visit to Redbird Arena. But it's good to see her back up. And it's good to see Erica Bruxport back in the scorebook as she scores. And now quickly back down the floor. It's Swisher shooting over Bruxport. Had the shot partially blocked. And there's going to be a held ball possession, and the arrow favors Illiana Christian.
Bruckford made that basket with her left hand again. I think she credits her father with being determined that she worked with left hand as a child, and it's paid off in this tournament. I don't know how many shots she's put up left.
Well, certainly the players that are ambidextrous, that can score and dribble and pass with both hands, have a decided advantage of those who are just one-handed. We've seen that before, where we've seen teams, players that are so dominant with the right or the left hand that the scouting reports aren't.
It's down to a 15-point game.
Yeah. This is really as close as Illiana Christian's been in a while with 3 minutes to go. Bruxport again in double figures in scoring for her final high school basketball game.
Now, there was getting a little greedy on that because they're moving the ball. They're not getting a lot of pressure from Illiana and throw the ball in.
Saw a good shot there of Bill Lapp, the Carthage head coach. He's had a pretty good academic year as a part of the football team, as an assistant on the football team. He finished second in state. His Carthage girls are 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from finishing third in basketball. So that's not too bad when you go to state and you're involved in 2 sports, take home two trophies. Held ball, Illiana Christian possession, and that's going to go to Illiana Christian. Again, a 15-point game. And don't go anyplace because we've got the championship game coming up next year. Slated to tip off about 8:15. Van Wielden, but before she can get the shot off, there's a whistle. For those viewers in Chicago, in order to bring you the IHSA tournament, Ballykiss Angel won't be seen tonight. It'll return March the 27th to its regular Saturday time. Meanwhile, you can watch Ballykiss Angel on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on WISE TV, WYCC in Chicago.
Foul was on Carlisle. I think it was.
Jory Mitchell in the game. That was her that gave the ball up to Bruxport, who drew the foul that time on Megan Shirey, much to the chagrin of Shirey. And so we'll have the ball out of bounds. And the 6th team foul now on Carthage. So should we see any more fouls, we'll see some free throws. Both teams are opponents. Van Wielden missed the short shot and committed the foul over the back that time. Good defensive position by Mary Carlock.
All right, made her come over her back. Excellent. Used her lower body, got her legs into the girl behind her.
Bill Lapp just shaking his head. Well, they're going to bring home their first ever 3rd place trophy. As he said, they have 1st place trophies, 2nd place trophies, 4th place trophy, and now a 3rd place trophy. You take a look at our scoring leaders. Dickerson leading Carthage with 15, Bruxport leading Illiana Christian with 13, and now wholesale substitutions coming in for Illiana Christian. And it appears that Erica Bruxport will be leaving the floor for the final time in her prep basketball career with those 13 points. There she is as she goes to the bench. She will play collegiate volleyball next year at NAIA school Bethel College in Indiana. And she's had a terrific high school career. Came to the Elite Eight as a freshman and came to the Elite Eight as a senior. All the action here shortly. From the the outside, a long shot is missed that time. Boy, they're up and down the floor again. Back comes Carthage, right in
Sarah can
transition.
hit a basket here.
They ran the floor, nicely done. Sarah Bennett finishes off the fast break.
It's the first time I've seen them back their press off the whole weekend. Sliding back.
Well, it's almost hard for a team that's been doing it all year long. I mean, when you say back off the press, they say, Coach, what does that mean? We haven't done it all year. And Bill Lapp joked with us during the shoot-around on Thursday. He said we play so much man defense that when he calls a zone, they say, Coach, we don't even practice it that much. Nice hand from Megan Shirey, who goes to the bench for her final time. And the freshman Mackenzie Long leaves the game as well. And Lexanne Dickerson, the first team AP All-Stater in her final game, to the Carthage bench. Get a big hug there from Bill Lapp. She'll finish her career with a 15.6 rebound effort and a third-place trophy. And now all those great reserve players that were at practice every day for these two teams from the start of the season back in the second week in November when they rolled balls out for the first time for practice are being rewarded with a third-place game finish on the Redbird Arena floor on the Illinois State University campus and an opportunity to someday turn to their kids and say, you know what, I played on a college basketball floor in a state tournament game.
That's right. I finished that game up. And I think it was a 1 or 2 point ball game.
Well, it's like when those players came back at halftime from those 94 and 84 teams. The stories get better as the years go by, right? They're like a fine wine.
I'd love to get together with old teammates just because of that.
Under a minute to go now in this third-place game. Carthage is going to take home the third-place trophy. Illiana Christian will take home the fourth-place trophy. They'll be honored at halftime of the championship game when they'll receive their medals, and we'll carry that coverage as well. And we're going to get free throws for Illiana Christian. It'll be Katie Singer to the line. Singer is a sophomore at 5'6". Yeah, there might be some down faces right now on Liz Metcalf's bench, but they have nothing to hang their head about. A terrific season. People will look at their record. Their final record will be 22-12, but not realize that some of their losses included Chicago Marist, Tinley Park Andrew, Chicago Heights Marion. They've played a brutal schedule. They've stocked their non-conference schedule with a lot of AA competition. Well, Carthage did the same thing. They opened the season with Peoria High and Galesburg and Moline. They had a 17-game winning streak at one point in the season. They have nothing to hang their heads about either. Third place in the state of Illinois is very good.
It's still going to be true that no Class A team with more than 6 losses has won the state championship, but again, I've said it earlier, I just don't buy into that's such a big deal. I still think a strong schedule, and another thing, teams coming along at the end of the year.
You know, records can be deceiving, right? They're playing AA competition. You know, a lot of times they're playing in those holiday tournaments. They're playing out-of-state teams, and you know, I think if somebody just looks at a record and is trying to deem whether a team is worthy of coming to the state tournament, they're really selling themselves short. There's a nice basket off the inbound space. Yeah, Brienne Guyman
gets the score.
She just doubled her average point total for the year with that basket. And how about the defense played by Caitlin Bostert, number 4, the state cross-country champ for Carthage, is in the basketball game and playing good defense. She's just 14 years old. So she's been a winner in the fall in cross-country, and now in the winter sports season, she's had success on a third-place basketball team.
Wasn't you, Curtis, telling me you have clothing that's older than 14 years?
I'm not sure I said that.
Oh,
I think maybe Chuck, you said that. She's 14 and you've got bits of your clothing that's better than 14 years old. I'm not sure I could wear anything. I'm not sure I could fit into anything that I had 14 years ago.
I could fit, but I couldn't button or zip.
Final seconds here of this third-place game. And again, it's going to be Guyman. Had her shot, though, missed it, not out of bounds, and it's going to go to Illiana Christian for the final 8.1 seconds.
These kids are aggressive. They want to get to the basket and score.
Hey, all the reserves want to get in this basketball game. They're going to get their names in the scorebook, and they're a part of this third-place game. Final seconds here. The final shot of the third-place game is missed, and Carthage will take home the third-place trophy. Bill Lapp's team with an impressive 60-41 victory over the Lady Vikings of Illiana Christian. Again, hard to bounce back and deal with the disappointment of losing in a state semifinal game and try to come back and gear up for a third-place game. But Carthage did it better than Illiana Christian and wins this game by 19, 60-51.
And Coach Lapp said it was a goal. He was happy when it was over. He was determined. He wanted them to play ball tonight.
His girls certainly did. He said it was a goal of his to get all of his members, his team members, into the game, which they did. He had 12 substitutions in the opening half, and that's good. His players got to see the floor. His players were rewarded, and they'll take home the third place trophy. And Illiana Christian wraps up a great year at 22-12 and a fourth place trophy. Jim Albrecht is standing by with the winning coach, Bill Lapp. Jim, take it away.
Well, life is all about balance, and now you have the ultimate balance in the trophy case, Coach.
Yes, we do. At halftime, we talked about not having a third place trophy. We talked about being able to be one of the 2 teams in the state of Illinois in Class A that can end their season on a victory. And I'm just proud of my girls. You know, every single one of them played hard. Every single one of them early in that game contributed big time and really set the tone for the fast-paced game that it was, all but about the fourth quarter when we weren't scoring. But a great effort by all of them.
A very thin line between what can be and what the reality of third place is. This afternoon's game again against St. Teresa. I know you're not going to let it haunt you, but it might knock on the door occasionally. A great game. Sometimes you just don't pull it off.
No, you know, I can sleep knowing that. As I said, one of my goals is to be able to see my seniors play 35 games, play 3 games on here and on Redbird Arena, and just knowing the fact that we ended here like we did is trophy enough, and also just winning that last game with them, I'm just thrilled to death.
Now, Lexan Dickerson cannot be here right now because he's being honored as an All-Stater, so I'll let you speak about her. I mean, it's goodbye for you 2 guys, but the memories will remain. I
tell you, you know, ever since she's been in, it was about 3rd and 4th grade when her sister Adrian played for me. In the summertime, she'd follow along, and she'd always get into shooting contests with all the opposing coaches in the summertime. She is, I tell you what, she's a great lady. She's going to make some man someday a fine wife. I really mean that. She babysits my son, and she does a wonderful job, and a heart full of gold, and I can honestly say I'm just very blessed to have coached her.
I'm sure you'll have some words with Dick Berry tonight, of course, the former Carthage coach who won 2 state championships. How close are you guys?
Very close. You know, he came in before our game this afternoon and talked to the girls and said, leave it all on the line. And you know what? They really did leave it on the line today. I know in my heart that we play this tournament next week. Who knows? We might be in you know, that's been the nice thing about the tournament. I think next week, all 8 teams could come back. I really think there'd be a different state champion. And I can hold my head high knowing that our girls have that ability.
Great season, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
That is Bill Lapp. His Carthage Blue Girls are 3rd in the state. Not too bad at all. Let's go back to Kurt. Kurt, cheers.
Not too bad at all, Jim Albrecht. An impressive 60-41 3rd place winner for Carthage over Illiana Christian. For the largest selection of electronics and appliances at the best possible price, visit Apt Electronics and Appliances in Glenview. Final score again in the Class A girls consolation game. Carthage 60, Illiana Christian 41 here at Redbird Arena as we get ready for the state championship game. Kurt Pegler, Chuck Blake with you. An impressive performance by Carthage. Anybody that says they don't want to play for 3rd place has got to be kidding when they see these girls just leave it on the floor.
Right, and like I said, both coaches talked about it as soon as their semi-final game was over. We want to come back. We want to make a run at this 3rd place game. I think they did.
Well, let's take a look at the play of the game. And Carthage really had a lot of plays. We had a lot of plays to choose from, but this was a terrific play here by Rochelle Boston, the sophomore forward who suffered a small knee injury. She got herself up and walked back to the bench, which was encouraging. But Rochelle Boston with that nice layup there, the Apt Electronics play of the game. And again, a 60-41 victory for Carthage in the 3rd place game. Carthage's first ever 3rd place appearance. And Illiana Christian will take home its first ever state trophy. And they got to be happy about that.
True, and it's something to build on. They have about everybody in this tournament is loaded with underclassmen except maybe Decatur St. Teresa, but things that they could be talking about in the locker room. You know, we got here, we got a trophy, let's do it all again.
Decatur St. Teresa and Hampshire is next. How about a quick thought on that championship matchup?
Well, I think it's going to be a classic. If you think about last year, 3-point game, these 2 teams playing in the quarterfinals. What a nice fitting end to this thing, have them come back and do it all over. And I really think it's a toss-up. I know Decatur St. Teresa is #1 in the state. I know they're undefeated, but boy, Hampshire plays basketball. So.
Well, stay tuned. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen next year on the IHSA television network as Ann Penstone and Bernie Chow are standing by to call the action of the Class A state championship game between Decatur St. Teresa and Hampshire. Again, Carthage is your third place winner. They defeat Illiana Christian 60-41. Back with more from Redbird Arena after this local break.